All right, this is me. This is Sunday, March 31st, 2019. I am here at Lake Tiacata, here in, what is this? This is Louisville, Mississippi. Louisville, Mississippi. He had a retreat. Real good, real nice. Met a lot of great attorneys, and it's my intention to, today to close the deal on some stuff and basically just, there's one attorney in particular that I'm going to ask, and there'll be two that I'm just going to walk up to and say, look, I listened to you. I heard you speak. I want your help. Okay, this is something that I teach people. That's the reason why you go to these type of events is to meet the speaker. Okay. To the people who got them spoke, I want to meet you and say, look, I want to get your help. Let me get your phone number, give you mine, and let me get your email address. And when I do ask something, I'm going to make sure it's a very succinct, precise question of what I need and what I want help with. Okay. And then shut up and listen and see what they say. Okay. But what I want to talk about this morning, right quick, was, and I went jogging. I had a wonderful time. I'm going to take you out with me. We're going to go out here together. Let me do this. So we can kind of go out, do this thing together, and look at, you want everyone to kind of see, how nice this place is. There it is. Beautiful it is out here. Okay. See some stuff. Make sure I got the key because I did let myself out yesterday. And I broke it down like this. Okay, I've always teach sales. Okay. And what I said to try to help people out is sales is simply that everyone has a value. We all have value. Everyone has an intrinsic value. Everyone, you have a spirit, you have a soul, you're a great person, great heart. You're allowed to give. You have a good education. You can speak well. You're attractive. You're healthy. Okay, you have value. But if you need money, a specific need, then you need something of value that you can sell. Okay, so I looked at it this way. Here's a story. There once was a prophet, a man of God, who came into a city, and there was a woman, a widow. She lost her husband. Her husband was, a faithful servant of God, was a good man, obeyed God's laws, obeyed all the rules. And so she being a widow, according to their laws, her husband didn't have any brothers for her to marry or attach to, take care of her, protect her and her son. So she fell on hard financial times, and she had to pay taxes, and she didn't have the money for the taxes. So her son was about to be, sold into slavery to pay the taxes. Okay. So when the prophet comes, this woman, the widow, she of course, and look at this. Yes, that's a pond. This is a lake. We're gonna see more of it in a minute. And so when she sees the prophet come, she's like, look, okay, you got to come to my house. I need some help. So the prophet comes and says, okay, look, we're going to talk business. Before we talk business, I need something to eat. What you got? So the widow tells him, well, look, I got a cruse of oil and a hen of meal, a handful of meal and a little bit of oil. I was going to use that to make us a cake and die. This is our last meal. I was going to cook our last meal. Okay, the prophet said, tell you what, don't worry about that, sister. Fix me a cake, and then I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to take care of your problems. And so the widow, she gets busy, makes the cake. Okay, all right. Prophet eats, and the prophet says, tell you what, give me all the jars you got. Okay, so she gets busy. Without questioning what the prophet wants, why he wants a job, she didn't say, what you need a job for? She didn't do that. She didn't say why. She simply did because she obviously had faith and she believed. She obviously just like, okay, this is the prophet. He here. I done told him the problem. He said he wants something to eat, and I've done what he said. I fixed the man something to eat. Now, he know this was our last, so if he said get the jars, I'm finna get the jars. So she got the jars. He said, okay. That's good. Now, this ain't enough. There's still some room in here. Go to your neighbors. Tell them to give you some jobs. So that's what she did. She went to a neighbor house, said, give me some jobs. And they gave her some jobs. And the prophet looked around and said, still some room in here. All right, go up and down the street. Everybody, tell them, give you some jobs. Now, we ain't talking about a little job. We ain't talking about, the jars our time, we thinking, a jar that sits on a shelf. No, we talking about the jars like the big ones that sit up like waist high. We talking about those, that's what we're talking about. So this was a kind of a big deal. Because this was, these are big jars. Sorry about that. So she does. She goes all throughout the community asking strangers now, and that was the key. Because he actually told her, now go ask the strangers. You ask your neighbors. Okay. There it is. Big lake. We put the houses down. Let's see. That's not the one. Yeah, that one. That's where I'm staying. The cabin I'm in. Now go ask strangers for jars. And she did. Again, didn't question why, but also did exactly what the prophet said. She got busy asking for jobs. So then he shut the door. It's finna go down. And of course the prophet, he starts pouring. He takes that little small jar of oil, that little hin of oil, cruse of oil, starts pouring into the big jars. And the oil does not stop pouring until every jar is filled. And once every jar is filled, the oil stops pouring. To which the prophet tells the woman, now, go out and sell the oil. And she did. Go out and she sold the oil and had enough to pay the debt and to live off of. Live off of for how long? Long enough to live off of. Enough to live off of. Yeah. She had abundance, she had increase. What did she have to have? The prophet knew that what she needed was the tax needed to be paid to get her son out of hock, so her son would be a slave. What she needed, she didn't have a sick child that was about to die that she needed to get healed. She didn't have a child that had died that she needed raised from the dead. What she needed was the taxes paid. So the prophet said, you need something to sell. Okay? She was of value. Obviously, she was a child of God, believer of God. Her husband was a man of God. She had a son. She had value. We don't doubt that. But she needed something to sell because what she needed was money. Okay? And the prophet answered that and gave her something to sell out of what? Out of what she had. He added the increase, the miraculous increase to it. Now, of course, she had to go sell it. Meaning, she couldn't, how am I sell this? Who am I sell it to? Well, I got an answer for you. She knew who she going to sell it to. She going to sell it to the very people she got the jars from. Literally, as in, I got your jar and it's full of oil. Pay me. Oh, let me taste the oil. Wow. That's high quality oil. Name your price. She has something of value to sell. So I teach people, you got to have something to sell. Okay? It's just that simple. And that's what sales is. That's the story I give to try to get people to move over into this understanding of what sales is and why you got to sell. Because anytime you say that you have a financial need, you got to do some sales. Well, but I got a job, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to get my master's, and I'm going to get a pay raise. Okay, let me explain something to you. I'm not talking about that. That's called advancement in your career. And everyone should do that. That's what you're supposed to do. To your capability, yeah, increase your abilities, go back to school, get your master's. You're supposed to do. And a job is just that, it's a job. It's going to give you a paycheck where you exchange the knowledge that you got in school. You're now going to bring it back to use for someone else wealth building. The question is, are you educated though? See, being educated means to have the ability to use your faculties to answer your need. In other words, to make the money that you need. Can you get educated and use that to make money yourself in a business? And I say it like this. If you, on your job, you stick the landing, let's say your job is you're a gymnast, and you stick the landing 10 times out of 10 for a score of a perfect 10, 10,000 times, okay? You're going to get your paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. They're going to pay you, okay? Your reward is going to be on the 1st and the 15th. You get paid that check. That check doesn't increase because it is a job. You must understand the concept of a job. Job doesn't increase pay because your ability is outstanding, because you didn't have a single error on your job in 10 years. You never missed a day of work in 30 years. They don't increase your pay because you don't miss work. You're supposed to come to work. You got paid. You came to work. You worked. You got paid. They don't pay you anymore because, wow, I'm supposed to put the sprocket on the spigot. And I did it every single time. Well, guess what? That's what you're supposed to do. So your pay is not supposed to increase until you increase your ability to say, I went and got a master's. What did you do with the master's? I taught 10 people to put the sprocket on the spigot and therefore increased the profits to the business. Okay, then you can ask for a raise. You're qualified to request a raise. You don't automatically get one. You simply can't request one. Okay? But if you stick the landing 10 times out of 10, and that's a whole nother lake back there. If you stick the landing 10 times out of 10 for a score of a perfect 10, 10,000 times in sales, then you will become rich, okay? And you will have enough money that you won't be able to spend. And third, if you stick the landing 10 times out of 10 for a perfect score of 10, 10,000 times, and you teach 10 other people to stick the landing 10 times out of 10 for a perfect score of 10, 10,000 times, you now have a business, and you'll become wealthy, and your children's children will not only have to worry about money, they won't even have to think about it. That's today's lesson. My hope is that you gain the understanding that you have to come up with something that you're going to sell. You must have your unique selling proposition. When you join a multi-level marketing business, you now have something to sell. You now have an opportunity to get out and sell. When you become an affiliate of, say, Amazon, Best Buy, or even Walmart, you can sign up being an affiliate of these companies, and you can sell. You can drive traffic to their sites. You can find real estate deals, write them up on paper as proposals, put all the financials down, write everything down, okay? And then find investors and sell them on the deal and put yourself in the deal. That's called wholesaling. Okay, that's where you put together a real estate deal and you actually don't touch anything. You never actually own the property. You do simply put together a deal and you're selling that. When you go in and you take a fraction of one of your paychecks and pay $250 for a piece of real estate, and you take my course and find out how to do what you have a right to do in Mississippi, and that's get a confirmation of title on a piece of tax foreclosed property the state owns that you can buy for $250, or even just put in a proposal. Some of these properties actually have a zero on them, and they're vacant lots. Okay, but once you do a confirmation of title, then you can actually get the government behind you. You can use bank financing to improve the property. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see can I think it's 52. Do this walk across, see which I know I can. Yeah. I'm not that damn old. That board's kind of rickety. But I'm here. Okay. This is another lake. Beautiful. The bottom line is you want to create value. Now, what I name out, of course, is stuff that I know to do. And the bottom line is that it all is sales. It all has to be sales. You have to make money if you want to earn extra income and build up extra money. It's sales, and you have the right to say, what it is. What I realized recently in one of my morning prayers is that God has given me these ideas. These are things that God has given me. He's imbued me with these certain ideas that are certain paths that I can take. I have a right to take these paths and do these things. These ideas, they came from Him. And they're an answer to a prayer of what to do. It is the jars that He's going to pour the oil into. That's what these things are. That's what these lessons are. That's what these teachings are. That's what these videos are. My intention is simply that some people, they're going to hit and it's going to germinate. It's going to grow. This nerdy looking guy with the hat on and button up shirt. I got a button up like this because it's cold. It's chilly out here with my nose running. It's cold out here, I ain't gonna lie. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful morning. I had to take advantage of it. It's almost 7 o'clock. And so I want to come out here to this lake, look like it's beautiful, and take advantage of the event of the sunrise. There was a lady who gave a story of a woman who she met was one lady was a CPA. Another lady she met was just fresh, had literally gotten off the bus from prison. She'd been in prison for the past 7 years. The lady who the CPA couldn't stand it. She's like, oh my God. Oh, this is, I don't like it here. The towels here aren't fresh. The CPA lady was complaining, and the lady at the event was fresh from prison was saying, I want to first thank God for air. I want to thank God for the sunrise. I want to thank God for the moon. And the lady was struck, obviously, by the difference based upon the person's perspective. One person's perspective was, I've been in prison for 7 years. You talking about the towels. Not being fluffy enough. I want to first thank God for air that I can breathe. I can see the moon at night and I can watch the sun rise. So I'm out walking this morning at this campground at this event because the sun's rising. And so I'm going to enjoy the sunrise. And I hope that this message hits some of you in the same way. Some of you, this message is going to be like this sunrise. Thank you and be blessed.